Hey guys, Omni here. We are back for the second episode of season 2 of Stargirl. The first episode was a nice little reintroduction to the team and where we are. It pretty much just picks up right after, even though I know some time has passed, but it feels like it's right after the events of the season finale of season 1. You know, we were come out of close. There was like Christmas around when that season ended. Actually, I think it actually ended on Christmas. And now we're going into the school summer. So a couple months have passed. So we're going into summer. Obviously, the title of this season is called Summer School. So we're running into the gang. They've had some time. They're still trying to figure out how to be the JSA, but at the same time, deal with this piece that's going on. Because Courtney is still on full-on patrol mode to the point where it's hurting her grades, hurting her relationships, and kind of straining her current relationship with her friends right now because they're like, Courtney, there's no ISA. This is Blue Valley. There's nothing going on right now. But things are around the corner because we saw, obviously, at the end with Shiv coming back into play with Eclipso and starting to line up her potential recruits for who the new little, the young ISA members are going to be for her new little villain playground, villain clubhouse, if you will. So we'll see how that whole thing pans out. The obvious ones are in there: Artemis, Cameron. Then you had Mike, which is an interesting one, the Fiddler's kid, which I completely forgot about in last episode. I did not recognize him at all. He was the kid with the long hair that Courtney bumped into in the lunchroom. Completely forgot who the fuck that was. But yeah, we'll be seeing how that goes. I'm really curious to see why she's particularly targeting Mike, but I guess we'll figure that out. Eclipso seems to have some kind of tie to Charles McNider because we saw that opening where I guess either his daughter or sister was killed by Eclipso when she was young. I'm curious to see how that plays into it. We had the Green Lantern's daughter come in to steal the lantern from their house. And there was this nice little fight between her and Courtney. That was interesting. I'm very curious to see how that conversation goes. And then, of course, just kind of catching up with everybody else. Beth's parents are going through a divorce. She's struggling to fix the goggles and get Charles's AI back up and running. Yolanda's finally she's struggling with what she did in season 1, and you know, we see her kind of struggling with her faith. No, not struggling with her faith, just using her faith as like a kind of rooting and trying to ease into kind of finding a way or through that struggle, through that conflict of her soul when she took Brainwave's life. And then we see Rick tracking down Grundy and even bringing him food, taking care of him. It's a pretty strong leap from where his character was in season 1, and I like that growth to see how he realized exactly what Grundy is, and he dropped his animosity for the creature that killed his parents when he realized the creature really didn't have much of a say in it at all. And I like that. I like that he's kind of like, unless it's all him just trying to bait Grundy and he's going to do something later, but I don't think that's the case. I think this is like a character arc with him. He's kind of like helping Grundy right now. Then Pat, you know, planning this whole vacation that got ruined by Courtney's summer school, set up this relationship with this mechanic Zeke, who just kind of forced his way into their secret, finding Stripe. I'm curious to see where that goes, how that relationship evolves, but a lot of fun setups in this episode. I'm really curious to see where it all goes. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and get ready to dive into this episode. But guys, the full-length unedited reaction watch-along is going to be on my Patreon, or if you want to check out my YouTube memberships, it'll get you access to it as well. But guys, let's go ahead and dive into this episode. Here we go. The stepmom, she's just hanging out now that Dragon King's dead, just like enjoying her freedom. She's going to have a rude wake-up call when she realizes Shiv's home. I feel like some people are acting like that this is like right after the events, like right after the ISA died, because if she's still acting like this 6 months later, A little odd, a little off. Here it is, the reveal. Oh, maybe this is just her. She's finally leaving now. Man, you should have left long before this. Fuck.
You know, it's true what they say. Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Oh, god damn it. I feel bad for this woman. But like I was saying, like I guess if like we're 6 months later and now she's finally deciding to leave. Makes sense to celebrate then. But she should have definitely left sooner.
Other kids need a home and you're no kid anymore.
Oh, it's this Green Lantern's daughter.
This is Ordway.
This was left for you by Child Services for today.
Is it the ring?
Happy birthday, Jenny.
Todd.
Todd.
Oh.
Fight is over. Go to your crate.
Go to your room.
I had no intention of fighting anyone coming here. Things got out of hand.
Looks like it.
It's not her fault.
Look what you did, Court. Me?
Somebody broke into their house.
The house, Pat. This belonged to my father. His name was Alan Scott.
Does that name mean something to you?
Yeah. It's the Green Lantern.
His ring led me here. My name is Jenny. Who are you?
I'm Pat Dugan.
You're Stripesy? You're a legend.
I am?
You're a mechanical genius. It's an...
I like that he even was like, I am.
You're looking for villains everywhere. This life that you're pursuing, it's more about helping people than it is fighting the bad guys, and that's what you're good at. Yolanda, Rick, Beth, you gave them a shot when nobody else would. So how about giving this kid a chance?
Pat continues to be the best character in this show.
I'm glad you like it. I loved cooking for everyone in the group home I grew up in. We had pancake breakfast every Sunday.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
God, I'm so hungry.
So you fixed the table.
Not me.
Is this your seat? I'm sorry. I'm not hungry.
Okay, who have we got here? Isaac Bowen.
Yeah.
Here.
What was that? Here.
Here.
Josh Carrillo. Here.
Dude, he looks like shit. I don't know the actor's name. I swear to God, he looks like a young samurai cop. If anybody has seen Samurai Cop.
No Rick Harris. I don't see Rick.
Rick is also supposed to be in here.
Bueller.
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 Yeah, he's just bringing him pizza now. God damn it, man. I'm so hungry right now. I know it's like almost 3 in the morning, but I'm like starving at the moment. You got a flamethrower on there.
I think it's great, Zeke.
Flame's still a little weak, but I'll have that fixed in a jiffy. See you tomorrow, Dugan. Miss?
So where'd you get the ring?
It was left for me by my dad. It started glowing, pulling at me.
The ring work that entire time?
Why wouldn't it?
Well, just according to what I know, Alan had to recharge the ring once a day using the lantern.
What does the ring actually do?
It can create anything that you will it to.
How would I even do that?
Just think of something. Picture it in your head.
He needs to shove it in the lantern. It's probably been saving its power this entire time.
Okay, there's no rush. Just
to kind of stay
imagine
active.
an object, all right? Just whatever comes into your mind.
Oh, the little toy car.
There we go.
Is this the shade?
Barbara Whitmore.
Yes.
I won't take but a moment's time, promise. Richard Swift, at your service.
How may I help you, Mr. Swift?
Well, it's come to my attention that the late William Zarek had a noteworthy collection of magical stage props and sundries. If the American Dream were to sell me Zarek's collection, I'd probably pay a ridiculously high sum for it.
Well, let me see where the collection is stored, and if the committee wants to sell it, and I'll get back to you.
Oh, hi, Courtney. You must be Yolanda, right? Or I can call you Wildcat. Brec and Beth told me all about you.
Yolanda is fine.
This is going by a little
told
quick,
about the
though.
team? Why?
Because Jenny's a legacy, Court.
A real one. Like Rick.
A real
So
one.
is that why you're here? Because you found
That's
out
gotta
about
hurt
the
Courtney a little bit.
Hey, Court.
No,
look,
Pat.
no-
I wouldn't be so skeptical if she would have knocked on our door last night, but she broke in.
Maybe I should just go.
Jenny, wait.
That was not cool, Court.
You almost had your old life back before the abduction. If you want it all back, you
Ooh.
kill your stepdaughter. Kill Cindy Burman.
Eclipso ain't playing nice with Cindy, apparently. Just loves that chaos.
I feel like such a fraud around her. She's everything I should be.
No. She's everything you were. She's just trying to learn more about a father she never really knew. That's all. That's why she's here.
Pat, my man.
Remember how that felt?
Pretty lonely.
Yeah. Pretty lonely.
And how excited and bullheaded and rushy you were.
Hey, Barb. What's up? I'll check it out.
What is it?
I don't know. Hopefully nothing.
You've got everything. Stop saying I have everything.
I have nothing. All I wanted was to find my brother. I thought this ring would lead me to him. Not to the stupid lizard!
Jenny, what did you just do?
The fuck?
Actually noticed a 65 Jaguar out on the curb. It's a real beauty.
It's a 67.
What the fuck? Nobody in the streets are freaking out about what the fuck ever that is.
I'm double parked, but it sure was nice to meet you, Mr. Swift.
And you.
We didn't know where else to take it. Away from people, we thought. This is all my fault.
Emotions, Jenny, remember? That's what affects your power.
That's why the ring worked when you put it on. Because you're charging it.
Something doesn't sound right. Oh!
Hey guys, I guess I can fly now.
They fly now.
I should have treated you more like Jenny did when we first moved here. So, it's Courtney Whitmore first. And if a villain comes up, then it'll be Stargirl.
There is this villain from the old days called the Shade, and I think he's in Blue Valley.
I'll get my staff.
That was funny.
Mom! Sweetie. Please. Please. So easily corrupted and consumed.
Jesus. Ugh.
Let me go!
She was trying to kill you. I had to take control to protect you.
I can protect myself.
Yet he also is the reason she attacked her, too.
What did you do to her?
I fed off her hatred, her desperation.
I'm in control. Me. My body is mine. You do that again, and I'll put you back in the box. You got it?
Of course, Cynthia, you are in control. You
No, she's not. Yeah. Don't know about that, bud.
I didn't want her dead.
Don't you cry now. You've been a bitch to her the whole time and made her life hell. You were the reason she wanted to do that. Piss off with that remorse. But anyway, it was an okay episode. The Jenny stuff felt kind of rushed a little bit. My God, a lot of her dialogue. I don't know if it was the dialogue or her acting was a little Nickelodeon-ish to me. But it was all right. It was an interesting little episode. I like seeing her show off her powers. She absorbed the lantern. Nothing too crazy. Again, more setup. I'm looking forward to seeing when things kind of see when the tires hit the ground and like where things start to take off. The summer school scene was just kind of interesting to see how that all thing played out. I think it could be seen as a little forced for Yolanda to be put in there despite her grades, but given how shitty her parents have been since everything that happened in season 1, it would make sense for them to want her out of the house and do that. So that's fine. Rick continuing to feed Grundy, bringing in pizzas, making me hungry. And Grundy just kind of like knowing that it's happening, like watching. I'm curious to see how that dynamic grows and if it does. And it definitely seems like Cindy is not in control of what Eclipso is doing here, because obviously, you know, he's the reason that her mother attacked her. And it also like confirms something in this episode we were kind of theorizing about before, about whether or not her stepmother was created for this role or somebody that was abducted and put in this position. And I guess that confirms that she had been kind of kidnapped and indoctrinated into this life. Because her father had this line at one point. It was like, "Don't kill your mother. It's like I don't need to spend time creating a replacement or something like that." So I guess like the brainwashing, you know, deleting her past, her history, her life, and you know, installing her in this situation in this household, was pretty interesting to at least get that confirmation in here as well. The Eclipso shit is kind of creepy, and I like that about it. The Green Lantern effects, I think, look pretty good for the most part. I like the ring stuff. I like the construct she was creating. And I kind of, I'm not too sure how I feel about the flight look. It seems like there's a lot going on as far as like the energy field. It's a little hard to see, a little too much going on the screen, but maybe that's just the early onslaught. She did just literally absorb the lantern itself. So maybe that's just like will dissipate over time, because it definitely makes the screen a lot really pretty busy. But overall, I think the effects look pretty decent in this episode too, following suit season 1. So, ramp up the speed to getting the gang into motion. We'll see how that whole thing goes. Again, I don't expect things to be chaotic right out of the get-go like it was in the first episode. I mean, there's not a setup to be had like that. They've been stamped out, and we gotta build up the new threat. Like we don't need like we don't need action set pieces or anything like that crazy, like right out of the gate. Just like it was before, we're going to get a little bit of a slow build up to what this is going to build into, like this new ISA, these new players. The Shade just showed up into this. Like, definitely that whole thing was pretty interesting as well. I like how Pat approached that. And I also like that we see that relationship between Pat and Courtney continuing to grow and evolve. Like, seeing how, Jenny respected a legacy like Pat. Even if he wasn't one of the greatest or anything like that, or one of the main heroes, he still has some weight to his name. And Courtney never gave him a whole lot of respect. It took him a long time to really get any respect out of her. And I like how Courtney acknowledged that. And here, I like how he played to her to get her to relate to Jenny. He was like, that's like, you were in the same position last year. Chill. And then I like how they are standing true to their not having lies between each other anymore. And he's like, well, fuck, I just discovered this ISA member's here. And he told Courtney. I like that, at least. It's showing just the character evolution and a lot of here and there between the different relationships and the dynamics and the characters and stuff like that. Of course, Courtney being Courtney, she is still a stubborn kid. So she is still going to slip up and stuff like that. Having her perfect, like completely perfect after season 1 would be a little boring, but it is still a little frustrating sometimes when she's being so bullheaded at times when we know what's going on. But anyway, it was an alright episode. Guys, what did you think of the episode? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. If you want to see my full thoughts on the entire episode, you can check that out over my Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel, if you want to see my reaction to the entire episode itself. Huge shout out to our channel legends, Mandy Scher, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman, and Philly Vane. Thank you guys as always. And remember, if you want to hang out and talk about this in my Discord or follow me on my socials, links to all that's in the description of the video. And I'll catch you guys next week in the next episode of Stargirl. Take care, everybody.